Whereas now there are 0 attendees.
That's not.
No, we got 6.
Jasmine,
Oh, there's another one.
that's Peter. Peter, Anna, are you able to move him into the panelist section?
I moved him to allowed to talk. It didn't give me the option to promote.
Okay. Peter, are you able to hear us?
Looks like he's on mute. And Lunice looks like she's on mute too.
We know Lunice has heard us because she talked back.
Right.
Let me.
Is that Peter's number?
That is Peter's number. I just want to make sure he can hear us and that he can talk.
Is China Mayhew Telesco?
No, she's a reporter.
Okay, gotcha. I was like, the
Hi,
name
China.
looks familiar, but I wasn't.
All right. Well, it is 8. It is 7:32 p.m. on Wednesday, March 5th, and I would like to call the March 5th Fair Rent Commission meeting to order. And we have with us. Here, I will share the agenda for the meeting as soon as I remember how to work Zoom. You'd think after all this time. We have with us today our commissioners, Vice Chair Fran Collier Clemens, Commissioner Lunice Constant, and Commissioner Peter Holliday calling by phone. And we also have our staff with us, Jasmine Principe, Anna Vivian Estrella, and Attorney Russell Liskov. I note for the record that our Fair Rent coordinator, Carlos Duque, is not with us. He is on taking a temporary leave of absence and so was not able to join us tonight. So Jasmine and Anna Vivian are covering in his absence. And we move now to the acceptance of the minutes. We have minutes for each of our last 2 meetings. And so we'll walk through first the January 8th minutes. Does anyone have any suggested changes for the January 8th minutes on page 1? Anyone have any changes on page 2? Does anyone have any changes on page 3? So we're on page 4. If there are no changes, then I'll take a motion.
Just a quick question at the very
Yep.
bottom when it says meeting was adjourned at 7:02. Is that supposed to be 7:02? At the very last line at the bottom.
Yeah, I see it. I believe, I'm just double checking. We did start this meeting at 6:30. I
Okay.
believe this is one where there was supposed to be a hearing and then the hearing got canceled because of the terms were agreed to. And so we decided to meet at the hearing time just because otherwise it would throw everybody off.
Okay. Okay.
Yep. So yes, I think 7:02 is appropriate here. Good question. Any motion?
I move minutes be approved.
Second.
Thank you, Lunice. All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain.
Okay. it would be really good. Peter, are you able to unmute yourself? We are going to need his votes, I think. And Vivian, can you try to see if you can unmute him from your end? Oh, there we go. Peter, are you able
Can
to
you
hear
hear me
us?
now?
Yeah, we hear you now, loud and clear.
Right.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
Great. Are you in favor?
Favor, yes.
Okay, great. And then we have one abstention from Fran Collier Clements. All right. And we will now move to the minutes of the February 5th meeting. Any amendments or changes to page 1? Any changes for page 2? Any changes for page 3? All right, then I'll take a motion.
I move to accept the minutes.
Second.
Motion from Fran Collier Clemens, second from Peter Halliday. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? I abstain. And we'll move on to the next part of the agenda, which I believe, sorry for the fast scrolling. There we go, is public participation. Public participation is something that we've always had the ability to do. We're a public hearing, or a public meeting, we invite the public to attend. And if any member of the public ever wants to provide comment, there has always been an opportunity to do them, but it hasn't always until the last couple of months been on our agenda. So I just want to call attention to it. We are putting it on the agenda so that it's more clearly known that everybody has the opportunity to do that. I believe we do have a member of the public here. Does anyone wish to make any public comment at this time?
John, can I just ask that if a public member would like to make comment, you raise your hand so that
Yep.
we're aware that you would like to make comment?
Yeah, that would be helpful.
Now, John, please
Yep.
note that this is the only place where public participation is accepted in the agenda.
That's correct. Yep, correct. All right, hearing none, seeing none. We will move on with the agenda item, and the next item on the agenda is the chair's report. So I would like to thank and appreciate Fran for stepping in when I was unable to attend our meeting last month and conducting the hearing. Really appreciate, Fran, you stepping in and taking over. You did a great job. And
Thank you. Thank you, John.
and so I just want to publicly acknowledge that and share that. And I've already mentioned that Carlos is out, but I just wanted to thank him also for the work that he did in preparing for the hearing. I know that that's always a lot of work, and we've had a few hearings lately that he's had to prepare for, so I wanted to thank him and recognize him for that. Other than that, I have nothing further to report, and we can go to the next item on the agenda, which is review, discussion, and motions on open cases. I just need to scroll down again, sorry.
It's all right. It's gonna be a pretty short, easy night. I know
Oh, hold on.
I know you'll all be very saddened by that.
The cases are not
Yes,
in the packet.
We're so saddened after last month.
And Vivian, I think you might have to share the document I sent you on open cases.
Oh, they're not in the packet. They're in a separate document.
Correct.
Then I'll stop sharing. Okay.
And I'll share right now.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Russell Liskov. The first matter is 1831-23 8 Union Avenue. The landlord wants the rent increase to go from $959.50 to $1,500 a month for one-bedroom apartment. This is the one we've had in the people in twice. The lawyers, the two lawyers on the other side, are still working out language to make their agreement happy. By the time they get me the language, the 6 months is going to expire anyway. It seems like they're just, I don't know why they're not crossing their T's and dotting their I's. I will endeavor this month to send 3 emails to each of them and call them relentlessly to make them put their agreement together. So I will ask that you take no action this month, but this case is basically done. The lady's living there, she's paying a different rent. They have their agreement, they just haven't reduced it to words. So I would recommend that you take no action.
I move no action on case 1831-20-23. Fran Collier Clemens.
Second.
We have a second from Peter Holiday. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The next
Any
case,
opposed?
I'm
Wait.
sorry.
With Lenise.
The next case is 1839-23 6 Elm Street, first floor. The landlord wants to increase the rent from $1,000 a month to $1,900 a month. This is our oldest case. The two sides have agreed to a rent. The tenant is paying the new rent. Attorney Gottlieb is to the wind. Who knows? He had cancer. He was in the hospital. He changed law firms. His father died. There are about 5 or 6 different things that happened to this gentleman. If we don't resolve this case by the end of the month, the next time I see you, I'm going to say that we put it down for a hearing and force both of their hands to come forward. But this time, I'd ask you to take no action.
Fran Collier Clemens moves no action on 1839-23.
Second.
Second from Peter Halliday. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right, motion passes.
The last case is 1860-24 One Glover Avenue, apartment 202. The landlord wants to increase the rent from $28.23 a month to $29.08 for a 2-bedroom apartment. This is a Section 8 tenant, and their new contract doesn't go into effect until June of 2025. We voted to table it last time. I think you should still leave it on the table because we haven't gotten any answers from Section 8 yet. So I recommend that you take no action now and just leave it on the table until we get some clarification from Section 8.
I move no action on 1860-24. This is Fran.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right,
People would just cooperate. I think I could clear the deck of these 3 cases pretty easily, but cooperation is not always that easily obtained.
all right.
John, would you like me to go back to the agenda
Yeah,
so that I can
it's-
share the
since
screen
you-
again?
Since you already have it on, you can share. Perfect. All right, that completes the review discussion motions on open cases. We don't have any new cases this month, is that correct?
Correct.
Correct.
Great. And so now we go to old business. While there's not an agenda item on it, I do believe that we have an agenda item to discuss in old business. So I will turn the floor over to Attorney Liskov.
All right. Last month we had our hearing with the landlord and the tenant, and you came all to a finding of fact. It has been brought to my attention, and boy, I tell you, I could have swore we have 5 people there. But when you have a hearing, you're required to have 5 people. We only had 4. So we didn't have a quorum to have a hearing like that. I found out about that today when Anna Vivian called me and told me that we only had 4. And I was like, are you kidding me? I could swear we had 5. I had counts and
1, 2, 3, 4.
yeah,
I was there.
no, we
I
know,
was there. Brenda Penn Williams was there.
right?
Uh,
Sonia Oliver on the phone, right?
yeah, that's right. We had 5, didn't we?
I thought we had 5 too. I could, if someone put a gun to my head and put a trigger up and say, how many people did you have? I'd say we had 5, but
I'd be
Yeah.
right there with you.
what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
we had 5. We had 5.
Here's the 5th. We can go back to the record, right? It's recorded. So we
It
can
is
go back to the
recording.
recording.
And I did go back to the recording.
And that's where you
Jasmine and
found
I.
out we only had 4. Oh, God. No.
So
So it's not legal.
what I did was I made a telephone call to the tenant and I made a telephone call to the landlord. I didn't get a reply. What I was
From
gonna,
either one of them?
I didn't get a reply from either. What I was gonna tell them to do was if they agree to waive the defect, we'll issue a decision. I'm not gonna tell them what the decision is because I think it'll be prejudicial to tell what the decision is. So what I told them what I intend to do is that if they agree to waive the defect, then we can issue the decision. They'll be bound by it. If they don't agree to waive the defect, then we're gonna have to have another hearing.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I know.
But
I'll
that's
take-
not going to be fair because we already,
You'll
No.
hear the evidence again. I mean, there is the possibility of just reopening it and having someone listen to the tape and having a revote on it. You can do it that way too.
oh, okay.
I mean, I spoke to Anna Vivian about that because we've done that before in Bridgeport on zoning matters where a commissioner does not attend the first hearing and the hearing is continued. And if they want to vote on it, they have to listen to the tape of the first meeting. So if someone wants to step up to the plate in the commission and listen to it, then you would have your quorum to make your vote.
Oh, okay.
If the parties don't agree, I'd be willing to do that.
Okay, so I will tell.
But we'd have to have another finding of fact and another vote, right?
Correct, yes, but that's the easiest of all of it, I think, anyway, rather than having
Yep.
Yeah, I
people
think so
presenting
too.
evidence. So I will tell them that, and if you don't do it, I said, I'll have one of the commissioners listen to the tape and we'll do another finding of fact at our next meeting. So I would, if you could get a vote this month to reopen that case. 1851 to reopen it, and we'll set it down next month for to conclude the hearing with a finding of fact.
Okay.
Or I'll be able to have a signed stipulation from them saying they agree to waive the defect.
Well, the recommendation for a motion to reopen the case, is that the recommendation?
Yes, it is. We recommend that you reopen the
Okay.
case, correct?
Okay. I move to reopen the case 1851-24.
Second.
Motion from Frank Collier Clemens, second from Peter Holliday. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any
I would just like
opposed?
to say something.
Yeah.
I would just like to say something. If we have to have another hearing, the landlord's going to have to fly in again from San Francisco.
Well, we're not gonna do that. What will happen is
Oh, okay.
John will listen to the
I'll listen
tape,
to the tape.
and then you could all sit together and have a finding of fact and make your conclusions. And it could be the same, it could be completely different. Who knows what it'll be? But
Oh, okay.
but,
Oh, that sounds good. Yeah.
and
that
I'm
That
so-
sounds great.
and I'm sorry I missed that because I'm telling you, I still swear there were 5 people there, but I'm
Yeah.
Well, I
could've
guess
sworn
I
that-
counted you, Russell,
yeah, I think
but I shouldn't count you.
I think I counted the court reporter. That's how I messed up. But thank you for your understanding.
Okay.
All right, and so I think the next matter is new business. I don't see anything that we have new business to discuss tonight.
I move for adjournment.
Second.
All right, motion to adjourn from Commissioner or Vice Chair Collier Clemens, a second from Peter Holiday. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody, for
Thank you.
joining.
I'm
Have a
gonna
great
try,
night.
Night.
I'm gonna
I
try to
would-
sweep the table clean for
yeah.
next month. Thank you,
Thank
everybody.
you, Russell.
Yeah.
Appreciate
I-
it. Bye-bye. Thanks, Anna
Thank
Vivian.
you.
Yeah,
Have
Yeah.
a great night,
Jasmine.
Jasmine, Anna
everybody.
Vivian, thank you so much for getting this all together. You guys did a great
Yep.
job. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you,
I-
Dana.
Yeah, I would just like to say that I'm going to announce my candidacy for mayor and join the free-for-all.
Oh,
Thanks,
okay.
Peter,
Have a
Peter,
nice
you're
evening.
smarter than that. Come on.
Oh, there's going to be a lot of candidates coming. I know 2 or 3 more that are going to announce. Yep. Oh, yeah. All right. Have a good evening.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good
Stay
night,
dry. Bye
everybody.
now.
Good night.
Bye-bye.